All right, hi everybody. Mr. Place here coming to you with another demo, this time on blending options. And blending options are fantastic when we're doing photography or merging two or blending two layers of photos or even video. So what we learn in Photoshop right here will transfer over to some of our video editing and After Effects, visual effects type of programs. So without further ado, let's just have a quick look at it. We're going to have, basically, I'm going to give you this picture right here of our student Armin. I'm going to key out the background. It's going to be pretty easy. See now there are two contrasting colors. And we're going to put this horrible looking skin, I guess, blended. It's paint. But we're going to use that texture that I got from the internet and blend to make it look like this. So here's how it looks in a practicality for doing a splash screen or a poster. So it looks really good. We've blended the two together to make it look supernatural. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to head on over to the video production server. We're going to go to the handout folder. If you're in grade or 11 or 12, I would go to the 40S in the handout in Photoshop, and you're going to copy the blending options assignment, and you're going to paste that into your primary folder on the desktop. Okay, so wherever it may be, it's going to go in your one Photoshop. Let me just write that in there. There, so that's where that is going to go. We're going to place that particular file that we copied into our primary folder. There we go. And inside that folder, we have a few things. We've got an example of a completed project, which is a PNG and a PSD right here. And here's the two files that we're going to use. Okay, so we've got this file and this file to blend together. So without further ado, let's go to Photoshop. We'll go, let me just close this and start again from scratch. New file. We're going to go to Film and Video, 1920 by 1080. We'll look at that, perfect with our safe margins. I'm going to bring in Armin. And Armin is our student right here on our desktop in our primary folder. Here we go. Let's bring in Armin. There's Armin right there. There we go. And what we want to do right away is rasterize this just so we can work with it. Photoshop, rasterize. Good. Zoom in on this. What we can do is we're going to key out the green. Okay, so we did a really good job with our lighting of our green screen in the back, so it's going to be relatively easy to key out. We don't have to change the tolerance at all. Look at these two contrasting colors, okay, the black and the green. So I missed a little bit right here, so maybe we do have to turn the tolerance up. Let's try 50. Try it again. Good. So we got everything that we need, and we're not cutting into it anything. So everything's selected. Let's delete. And, well, I lied. There's a little bit in the corner here. So let's quickly clean that. Oops. Command Z. Let's quickly clean that up with our magic wand and just get rid of all the pixels right here. There we go. It looks like we got everything. Okay, so I'm going to actually go ahead and place Armin. I'm going to use the rule of thirds, and I'm going to bring them up a little bit in size, scale them up. There we go. Before I start working on them, I mean, Levi's, we don't think that's going to look very good in our professional looking splash screen. So let's quickly go on down to the clone stamp tool, and let's get rid of that particular. We'll make it a little bit bigger, maybe 186 pixels, 100 pixels. Let's try that. There we go. So hit Option. Okay, so we're just basically borrowing from here, painting. Look at that. Okay, so it takes a while to do, but we don't want to rush. Take your time doing this, and get rid of that Levi's. Oops. Okay, you guys will do a better job than me. There we go. So I'm pretty happy. There we go. Next thing I want to do is I want to import, place embedded. I want to bring in that texture, that really gross rust right here. And I'm going to put the part over his face approximately right here. And again, I'm going to rasterize so I can work with it. Good. Now we want to cut this out, but we don't know where his face is. So we're going to change the opacity down so we can see it. We can turn it right off if we want, or we can leave it on a bit. I'm going to turn it right off, but we're going to be cutting out this layer. Okay, so let's use very quickly, I'm going to go polygonal lasso tool. I'm going to zoom in. And any skin that I see here, I am going to apply this to. Okay, even his neck right here. Okay, so I'm doing a quick job right here. You guys will definitely go a lot slower than me and take your time doing this. Okay, look at that. Okay, we're almost done. There. Okay, now let's turn the opacity up, and we're going to cut this out right here. So when we do hit delete, oh, that's not what we wanted. So let's Command Z to go back. How do we get everything on the outside of that? Well, let's just use the select inverse. Okay, select inverse. And now when we hit delete, there we go. We have our texture over the face. Now this is the whole reason why we're using blending options right now, or why we're doing this project, is to blend these two together. So here, over here on the layers, we've selected the texture. Okay, so the paint. And what we want to do is we want to change normal to dissolve, darken. Okay, so you can see now that these are starting to change, multiply, color burn, linear, darken. These are all blending. Okay, so some of them look way better than the others, and some of them don't look that good. So I like the overlay right there. I'm going to leave the overlay. Okay. And there's other choices you could have made there. Darken is nice, but I like the overlay. I'm going to leave it. You can try other ones, soft light. Even soft light, you know what? I'm changing my mind. We're going to use soft light. Okay, so that's blended, and if you think if it's too much on the textured side, we can even bring down the opacity to 0, and bring that up to whatever we want. Okay, so now it's starting to look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So basically that's, I've blended and these two layers together using blending option soft light. I've done some cutting, I've used the clone tool. We want to complete this project by giving it a title. So give it a title, call it the Warlock, whatever you want. So something like this, looks pretty good. And submit it as a PSD and a PNG. Okay, so there will be a place for you to hand it into the hand in folder. Okay, it's going to go into Photoshop. Photoshop, there'll be a folder there called blending options. That's worth 5 marks. Good luck, folks. All right, and stay tuned. There'll be some more demos coming up. Police out.